Hey, Justin Popovich here from Tools for Motivation. And on somewhere on my screen, I also have my friend Sharyn Sheldon from Content Spark. Say, hey, Sharyn. I'm gonna bring my mic a little closer. Does that sound good?
It sounds good to me.
Can you hear my
I'll put
radio
mine
quality?
closer.
I should like tap the mic and do all like my radio voice stuff. Uh, so, so for those of you watching, thanks for tuning in here. We've got a pretty interesting discussion planned out here. Actually, it's going to be pretty informal, but
Mhm.
it's a chance for me to introduce you to Sharyn if you haven't met her before. Content Sparks is one of my favorite websites online. I'm kind of partial to white label or private label rights content, so I'm a little biased there, but Sharyn's material is absolutely fantastic. We've been promoting and recommending her products for, I don't know, what, 7 years now, Sharyn? Something like that?
I think it's more like 10 even.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and like literally every time we always seem to get at least a handful of thank you letters because Sharon's material is that good, and it's because it starts with her background. She comes from the world of producing this stuff on the corporate side of things, and she brought it into the umbrella of her own business. So before we even get into the product that's on my screen right now, because that's the kind of the main focus of this, Sharyn, if
Mhm.
you could just take maybe a minute or two to describe to my viewers who maybe not have met you before, how you kind of built Content Sparks, what your background is, and your whole methodology and approach to your done-for-you content.
Sure, absolutely. Well, my background is as an instructional designer, which in kind of a fancy way of saying that we design and create training programs that are geared for specific results. So I did this in the corporate world for, I don't know, 20 years or so. So we called ourselves, I can't remember what the term was, learning consultants. There's always some fancy term for it, but we work with companies, and it's a much more strategic approach to learning in companies where you're really looking at skill gaps and what result you want for the company itself in terms of increasing sales or management skills or things like that. And then you design your training around that. So I took that experience from the business world and consulting, and when I decided I really wanted to be able to do something where I could live and work from anywhere in the world, I went online and I discovered this concept of private label rights relatively early on and saw that there was a good opportunity there for doing something much more than just these article packs, which when I started was mainly what people did.
Yeah.
At most, they did a report, but the need was growing more and more for people to have something much higher quality. And courses were becoming more and more popular. So people don't want just content that's an article that leaves them hanging. They want something where they're going to learn and be able to implement and get something done. And I've done that more and more, taking my experience and putting into these done for you courses, these ready to teach courses, because that's what people want now. That's what customers want. They don't want that article. Anyone can Google something and find a little bit of information, but having it all structured in a learning experience where people are walked through and really get results from it, that's why online courses have become so popular. I mean, our stuff can be online or offline. We've made it flexible either way because people still like the in-person stuff as well, or
Yeah.
even one-on-one. But online courses are just huge. They give people the opportunity to learn from wherever they are. They give you passive income if you set it up as evergreen. I mean, it's win-win all around. So
Yeah.
that's
That
kind of the short story.
That's yeah, no, that's a great summary. I know we're trying to make this pretty informal and quick, so I know you could probably go a lot deeper than that. And people watching this are likely have been with us enough, long enough to understand the positioning of private label rights kind of content, white label, whatever you want to call it. What I've pulled up here, you can see my screen, right, Sharon?
I can
So
see it. Yep.
yeah, so this is at the time of shooting this video. I'm not sure when you're going to be watching this, but the time we're shooting this right now, Sharyn just literally launched this brand new course. Now, if you go to Content Sparks, you'll see a lot of other options as well. She's got tons of products covering or courses covering different areas of building your business. This one is kind of cool because it's how to promote and market your business book, which
Mhm.
for the most part, when I first look at this, I think of the business coach or a consultant working with an entrepreneur or working with somebody who's looking to advance their career, maybe even as an executive. having a book that highlights your knowledge, your skills and experience, and allows other people to either download a Kindle version or whatever, a physical copy, and read it. Now you've kind of translated what it is you know or your expertise into something transferable. And a book is the easiest way to do it. Obviously, there's plenty of other ways to showcase your skills nowadays, but I don't think it's ever going to go away. I'm sure you agree, Sharyn, that something about having a book, and it's like that can be your ultimate business card. If you can hand that book over to somebody, or if you're doing a talk, even if it's a local talk at like a chamber of commerce, you hand out your book at the end of that. People are going to remember you if you have that book.
Yep, absolutely. And it's not just the physical book, obviously. There's also the Kindle and the
Yeah.
audio. You know, audio books are so big, so you can start with one thing and use it in so many different ways. It can be a physical one that you're handing out and signing. It can be the Kindle one where the first pages are visible and on Kindle on the
Yep.
preview, so you can have a link to an opt-in in there, and people start joining your list right without buying the book, which is fine if you're getting them on the list and that's part of your goal. Audio for people who love listening, like podcasts. And then you can repurpose it into other things like a course. So that's a big deal as well. People take the book and repurpose it into a course or coaching.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a couple things here. The first is I just wanted to run through specifically this product, and then I want to talk a little bit about who might be a good buyer for this, because the most obvious one is going to be, that business coach who's helping other entrepreneurs, let's say, write a book or promote a first book. I don't think it's limited to that, so I kind of wanted to brainstorm a little bit there, but let's actually go through this. So this is one of your, remind me the name, this is Blaze, correct?
Yeah, there are some other options in there to get
right. Yeah.
part of the materials, but most people buy the whole thing just because it's such great value, and it's having everything so you can teach and learn from it yourself, because a lot of people get these to implement themselves first and then
Yes.
use that experience to apply to customizing the course, adding your insights, and then teaching it to others. So a lot of people do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's education first and foremost. You read through it and you learn, and then you turn around and teach it. So you actually on the page, I'm going to have a link somewhere wherever this video is to go and read all of this. I'm just skipping down here. I like for example, this section is pretty cool because you're talking about the different ways that you may want to. We're going to go into the modules and stuff like that. But like these are pretty common, right? I'm sure you see a lot of your customers doing hands-on workshops, in-person events, or even online courses. What we're doing right now is growing in popularity. Hopping on a Zoom call, one or two people with their cameras on, and then something being shared on the screen. If you schedule like 4 of these, every Friday at 1 p.m., we're going to go through X. And after 4 of those, that's a course. You can sell that, right? So somebody could actually take this product that you've built and teach the concepts in it over a series of webinars.
Yeah, and you can, if you use something like Zoom, you get, I think, 40 minutes free, and you can record it. So you could take the slides and record each one, just talking through them via Zoom. And you don't want to do long ones anyway. People want short stuff.
People like shorter. Yeah.
And then you have the video, and you can do it live. You could do it on live stream. People love to do that as well. So they take parts of it and do it in a Facebook group, and make sure you download the recording of that. So yeah, and in person, in fact, looking at the in-person one, I was just talking to one of our customers yesterday, and she said that she has our other one on how to write your book, and this one now, and she teaches a weekend workshop, I think 2 or 3 days, where she has people sit down and actually write their book during that weekend, and she charges $20,000 for the weekend. And now she's going to be adding this on as well as a follow-up. Really small groups, but people pay her that much because they're going to sit down. And she started out with, getting this, its full price is like $297. I think at launch it's $97.
Yeah.
Pretty good return.
And it's a valuable experience for that buyer. I mean, obviously they're willing to spend 20 grand, but what if you have a valuable experience to share, and somebody can actually sit you down and get you to write your book, and now with this next course get you to promote it so that you're getting the exposure from it, for many
Mhm.
people, it's worth the 20 grand because that'll mean $100,000 in sales for them throughout the year or whatever.
Yeah. And
So
once you get it
that's a great
going
example.
and you have reviews and other things, it does become passive.
Yeah.
Obviously, keep marketing. Nothing's truly, truly passive. But yeah, doing it
Yeah.
that way is.
And take it to the other end of the spectrum as well. If you're relatively new to this, we have lots of customers that like to set up membership sites.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they may only charge, it could be like $47 a month to get into my membership. But in the membership, every month we're going to give you, motivational or inspirational material, or it could be, business advice from different experts where I may not be your expert on everything, but I'm going to go and find the experts for you. Join my membership and I'm going to get you the information you need to grow and advance your career, to grow and advance your business, or become more productive in your life. So if I
Mm-hmm.
have like this overarching inspirational membership, one of my monthly updates could be this, where it's like, hey, I've got this new course. It's been designed by an expert in book promotions. And so you don't even have to say you've written it. You can be transparent that it's, you've licensed it or however you want to word it, and then
Mm-hmm.
put that into your membership. That becomes a value add download for that month. Gives the members a great reason to renew another month if you're doing a monthly. And if it's an annual, it's one of 12 great updates they're going to get over the course of the year. So don't box yourself in when you look at a product like this thinking, oh, I don't charge 20 grand for a weekend retreat. So how can I get value? You can get value if you have a $50 a month membership site too.
Yep. Yeah, and that's just one example. People do a lot of online courses because they want the passive income that way,
Yeah. Yeah,
setting it up.
exactly.
And there are some people who coaches who just use it one-on-one. So you
Yeah.
have one extreme where it's maybe in a membership site for a lot of people and they're charging monthly and you keep adding stuff. And then the other extreme is just working with one client and helping them through and charging them for that hourly or straight rate. Another, my customer said she's done that, just using
Yeah.
it for coaching
And then,
one on.
and then you're not writing all of your coaching content from scratch yourself. Like you can have certain programs you take people through. So
Mm-hmm.
it's over the next 6 weeks, we're going to help you promote your book, or over the next 6 weeks, we'll help you write your book, whatever. Right.
And
So
here's some pre-reading, some pre-work, taking part of it that you need to do first. Like in this course, I think one of the first things we're looking at is looking at your marketing assets go back
yeah,
up. I think it
where
was
should I go for that? I'm looking here at the module overview.
module 1 is, are you getting the most out of your book? So in something like that, where this is assuming people have a book already, right? If they don't have a book, then we have the other course on how to write your book, write your
Yeah.
But in this one, one of the first things they do is take stock, have they made any sales yet? What's been going on? Do they have it in different formats? Like you want to make sure you have it in a print and an ebook and an audio book, and looking at what assets you need to have in place so that you can identify gaps. So that's the kind of thing where you could give them some pre-reading if you were doing this live as well, or it's just the first step in the course if it's virtual, if it's self-paced, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I can see your course has the introduction. Are you getting the most out of your book? Then you go through publishing options. So it looks here like you've covered print, digital, audio,
Yep. You want to make
which
sure you have one. You want to make sure you have each to really get the most sales.
absolutely. And a second vote for me for audiobooks. Years ago, we added audio into our PLR offerings. Not our entire customer base wants and needs it, but there's a certain group of our customers that have been with us for years and they want every piece of audio that we create because they've seen the value and the increase in sales and exposure when they actually take time to publish it. So you have platforms like SoundCloud that are like YouTube for video, but it's for sharing audio, and great branding. So even if you've just written a short blog post, why not narrate that blog post in your voice? If you're doing personal branding, it's especially important. Narrate the blog post in your voice, publish it to SoundCloud, link back to your blog or to your lead capture page or whatever. And if you've written a book, record the thing in audio. Like take a week and record an hour a day or whatever, however long it takes. Sit down and record an hour a day till you have an audio book, and figure out a way to publish that and package it with your printed book so that you can either have an upsell or a bundle. It just gives your potential buyers more options, and it opens the door, I think, to a wider audience, because some people only want the audiobook.
Yeah. Audible is always has that upsell on Amazon when you get a Kindle book.
I get it almost every time, like as the buyer, because I know I'm going to be on the road and I want to queue it up on this, and I'll just take your book if it has. I'll more likely to get it if you have the audio option for me.
And if you don't
That's,
like your voice, then you hire somebody. You can get plenty of talent
oh,
to do that.
absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. So, and then you go into set up for sales success. So this is launching the book, I guess.
Yeah, this is all the stuff of
Pre-launch.
having a team and your launch goals and launch materials. So this is in our book on in our course on writing a book, there's a little bit on launch. This course goes into much more depth on doing a whole big launch and having people supporting you. So when I say launch team, I'm not talking about like your virtual assistant. This is also about getting your fans and other people on board and helping you, influencers, anyone who can help you with the launching.
Cool.
And actually, as an interesting point on this particular course, we have I have an instructional designer who helps me with a lot of these courses, and she's got like 30 plus years, and she has worked with writers and authors with launching. So a lot of her expertise has gone into this course, which is a
That's
big
amazing.
plus on this one. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So it's not just researched on Google, it's actually being written by somebody who did it.
Yeah.
Um, Great. And then you go into the launch, post
Yeah.
launch. We don't have to go through the whole course, but just my goal here was just to show the way you structure your courses. And you can see it follows a natural linear timeline progression. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
taking someone from, I don't know what to do with this thing. I've got this expertise in a book, but now what? They can go through all of this. You can start picturing now you as the purchaser of Sharyn's course. How can you translate all of these lessons to somebody? Do you want to do it as a downloadable uh, course just in PDFs? Do you want to turn it into a video course? You want to put it in a membership site? Do you want to record it into an audio like we were just talking about? You've got all these different options. And
Mm-hmm.
again, if you aren't personally an expert in this stuff, Sharyn's course is going to do all that work for you. So you could still buy a license of this and add it to your portfolio of things that people can purchase from you to learn from, right? You don't have to personally be an expert in all this stuff for your buyers to get value from it, because the work's already gone into this.
Exactly. So if your specialty in coaching is on, I don't know, social media or blogging or something like that, you're still going to have people asking you questions about other topics. And you don't want to take the time to start developing a course on that. You can have a library of different ones and send them there and say, well, I have this for sale. Or in some cases, if it's something smaller, of customers who just send out a report on a topic and say, here's some more information. And they have it with their brand on it, not necessarily that they wrote it. But for a bigger course, they'll just put it up as a self-study course and say, go do this. I don't do private coaching, but you can take this course. So
Now,
you're not then you don't lose people.
yeah. Does your license allow for for this to be packaged up as a private bonus? If I were to
Sure.
promote, so this is a good one, right? So let's say let me back up a little bit. We get a lot of people at Tools Motivation that are kind of higher level. Let's call them motivational coaches or motivational speakers. And so they're helping clients do who knows what. Some people just want to improve their health and fitness, so they just got to get to the gym. But a lot of people are more getting down this entrepreneur path. So the coaches that come to us are trying to help people expand in all these different ways. So if they could add into their portfolio, oh, great, you're becoming an entrepreneur. Have you written your book yet? No? Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
want you to start with this course. Boom. So they hand them the Content Sparks, but obviously rebranded under their brand. Or they
Mm-hmm.
could say, hey, I've partnered up with this other company. Like there could be a coach or some like your friend who does this $20,000 retreat. Maybe there's companies like that that actually have referral programs. I'm going to send you some of my top clients, coaching clients who want to get their book done. And maybe I can make a giant referral fee. If you're charging 20 grand, maybe I don't know, maybe she doesn't pay a referral fee, but I'm sure there's companies out there that do. If you actually
Mm-hmm.
purchase through my link, I'm going to send you my course, the Content Sparks one, as a bonus. That's kind of where I was going with that. So if you want to
Mm-hmm.
do it as an affiliate marketing opportunity, oh, this would be like a pretty big affiliate type of deal. That could be another way of using a course like this. I don't know if you've seen people do that before.
Yeah, definitely. Not usually with something quite as big as this. I'd probably take part of it.
Part of it.
That would be That would be, it depends on what you're promoting. Like if you're promoting someone who's got a $3,000 course where you're earning $1,000 commission, say on it, you want to give them a bigger bonus.
Exactly.
Promoting
That's where I was
something,
kind of going with that. Yeah.
exactly. So something like that $20,000 thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely see people who are giving big bonuses when when they're promoting a bigger product. So you could definitely do that with this. And if you're promoting something smaller, you could maybe take the opt-in, because this comes with lead generation materials, and maybe package that up as a bonus and have an upsell in there for your bigger course.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that might, what do you think of that, even though it's a bonus?
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah,
that's,
look at the lead generation materials.
yeah. So that was a student and instructor lead
And
gen. Here we go. So you've got, it's 5 easy ways to increase revenue from your book report.
mm-hmm.
And then it comes with the follow-up stuff as well.
Yep, and
So yeah,
blog.
so this report is basically what you're suggesting here. This could be their bonus on something they're promoting.
Yeah, it could be a smaller bonus. You put some worksheets in, record the slides. It comes with slides, so you could record the slides as a video that goes with it. There's no screenshot of the slides,
Yeah,
but
I see what you're saying here though. Yeah, it's got the slideshow, cheat sheet. It's got some social media stuff there as well. So yeah, with a I don't know,
you
hour
can do
or
the
two or
blog
more.
posts as, sorry, you can do the blog posts as live streams. People have done that. So they might have the report and then they have a weekly live stream using the articles as
Got it.
they're using those as their script basis for a live stream. So that works out really well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, in the first week, we also give this as a challenge format, which is really good too, as a bonus or an opt-in.
Oh, right. That's yeah.
So it
So
depends
if you're
on
watching this
when
video,
anyone watches this.
yeah, if you're watching this video after the launch is over, you won't see this, but
Mhm.
it's a reason to get on Sharon's list because you do this often, right? So,
Yeah.
but it's still worth pointing out because you've got, and we do some 5-day challenges at Tools for Motivation as well. Always highly requested. People love it because the flexible nature of it. 5-day challenges are, to me, they're better because it's a better form of content because you're getting 5 touch points instead of 1. If you were
Yeah.
to take all of that content and sell it and the customer downloads it and just reads it all at once, I feel like you lose some of that potential interaction that you can get if you distribute it over a longer period of time. More bite-sized, digestible information spread out, to me, is better than here, like, take everything now and come back to me when you're ready. Like, the 5-day works nicely.
Yeah, it works beautifully. And if you do it as those live streams, you can just set up a quick pop-up Facebook group just for the challenge. You send it to them to opt in, and you set up each part of that challenge as an email and then live stream it as well. So it sounds like more work, which it is the first time, but once you've done it once, you also can use that as a template each time for doing other challenges. That's why we started doing this for a lot of our big ones, because people just love it and they get the engagement. And by the end of those 5 days, you've got people who are ready to buy your course and you haven't had to do any selling, because
Exactly.
most of
Exactly.
the coaches and whatnot hate to sell anyway. But if you're just giving value, people automatically, they're just ready. They're asking you for more.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're watching this and the bonus isn't there, you could still do it, right? You take this opt-in report
Mhm.
and you break it into 5 pieces. What I would do personally, I would create 5 private pages on my website.
Mhm.
And at the top of each of those 5 pages, I would get on video like we're doing right now. And I would
Mhm.
say, hey, Justin Popovich here. Welcome to day 1 of our 5-day course. You can download the PDF and the worksheet below, or whatever, however I choose to bundle it. What we're doing today on day 1 is ABCDE. And that's it. It'd be like a 60-second video, but that impact is huge because you're getting that personal branding there. You're getting the consistency of that face and that voice. I've created thousands of videos over the years, but it's come back to me. Like, it takes more time than just putting up a PDF, but that video, the payback is worth it because each and every person that sees it now builds that rapport. They get used to hearing your voice, your message. So when you send them an email or you market to them something on Facebook, they're tying it back. Oh yeah, I saw Justin's video and he was helping me with this thing. And it goes a lot longer. So for you as the PLR owner, even of a course like this, just creating that 5-day course and getting on camera, and to deliver it. Like now they're watching they're seeing your name. Sorry, they're seeing your face, voice 5 days in a row. It's like, it's invaluable marketing. It's awesome.
Yeah, and you could set it up as evergreen. You could run it periodically
Absolutely.
live, which
Yeah.
gets a lot of interaction, gets the most, but then you can set it up as evergreen using, it doesn't have to be a Facebook group. Like you said, it could be on WordPress.
Oh yeah, exactly. WordPress or anywhere. Anyway, so for those of you, I'm not going to go through the rest of it here, but for those of you watching, I suggest you just go through Sharyn's full sales page. She has a breakdown here. This is the one thing I did want to point out.
Mm-hmm.
These are not, a lot of PLR buyers like to inflate their numbers, but I looked at this, and as a PLR creator myself, these are the costs to create this kind of stuff. Like, it is not cheap to develop content from scratch, where you're hiring writers, then you have to hire an editor to go through and make sure it all looks good. Got to get designers. In my case, sometimes we're doing audio people, so you got to record it. Like, this adds up very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And I suggest you to do your own research as well. Like, look at what Sharyn's built and then compare how much would it cost me to build something similar if I were to outsource it myself. It's going to run you $8,000. Not to mention the time of managing the product and all this other stuff. So with Sharyn's course, even if you're watching it later and it's $297, you're paying a tiny fraction of what you would pay to develop it from scratch. Yes, you're buying a license that other business owners have access to, but you're getting all of the editable materials of this giant course that's been already put together, crafted, built in a way that's ready to literally hand over. So you don't have to do any customizations, although you suggest you do. You don't have to. And if you're watching on the launch, you can get it for $97, which to me is just an amazing deal. So I thought it was worth Sharyn getting on video and kind of walking through it, because sometimes the value of these things can get lost in our giant. We have to make our sales pages long to explain everything, but not everybody wants to stick around. So I thought this video may help people kind of see, all right, I can see how I can use something like this both now or in the long term. Even if you were to buy this package now, and like Sharyn was saying, just use that lead gen section, right? If you're even just using this lead gen piece here to get some value out to your potential buyers on this topic of increasing revenue from your book, that'll get them thinking, oh, maybe I should really put some effort into getting my book out there, because I can probably build a bigger business if I do this. Then they'll start thinking more and more about, okay, I need to get this done, and they'll take your course on it.
Yep, definitely. The lead gen stuff, building a list is just, it's priceless. I'm always telling people that and getting on camera, which a lot of people resist, but it is well worth it.
Yeah. And that's actually all it takes really to customize the course. If you just did a quick video intro to each module and then handed out exactly what Sharyn's team has written in PDF format, you've already customized it enough to make it personal to you. Now, obviously, if your handouts have also been rewritten to include maybe some of your own tips and exercises, even better. But if you don't, it's still enough to just do that, which when you think about it, how long do you think that would take, Sharyn? Let's go modules 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I did this last year in about a half a day with Chad when we took one of your courses and rebranded it. So maybe
everyone's different. The first time you do it, it's going to take you a while. Mm-hmm. But what you can do with something like this, we always say start with the cheat sheet, which is an outline of the whole course. We give you this detailed outline that has key takeaways and the learning objective and the action steps and the key points. So we always say start with that to really get an understanding of the course. And then those are basically the points that are on the slide. So you can just leave the course book for later or another time and just use the slides to do your videos so that you have that all done. And then you've got your supporting text that you can edit maybe just a little bit less. They don't have to match up exactly unless you're doing major changes. So I'd say jump in, use the videos, use the slides and record those as videos and let the notes and bullet points just guide your own script so it sounds like you. And then it is unique. So I don't remember who it is that said that it's you that makes it unique, any of this stuff. No two are going to be the same unless you're just slapping your logo on and sending it out.
Exactly. Yeah. And as you read through Sharyn's course, you're going to read passages and sections that are going to trigger your own stories and anecdotes that you want to share anyways.
Mhm.
So it'll naturally become unique as you just read the material and decide how you want to translate that to your audience. So
Yep.
this one happens to be on marketing and publishing your book, but again, just look through Content Sparks, the whole catalog. I mean, you guys, how many courses do you have now? Are you guys over? It's over 50, isn't it?
I think we have over 100.
Oh
We
wow! So I mean, yeah,
we
you've
retired a few, and now we've really kept them down to evergreen, because you want to be able to do a course and have it there earning for you over and over again. So we don't like
exactly.
to do content that's going to go out of date in a month or 6 months.
Yeah.
But we we do retire some periodically, but most of the ones there, I think there's got to be close to 100.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Lots.
thanks, Sharon. This has been great. Hopefully for those of you watching, it's been helpful. It was, again, nothing planned. We just wanted to kind of chat off the top of our heads about how you may want to use stuff like this. Content Sparks, again, is as good as it gets. I mean, I haven't found a website better in terms of full courses like this, ready to go with the amount of research and quality that goes into it. So again, kudos to you, Sharon. You and your team always knock it out of the park. So I have no trouble recommending and referring all of my customers over to you, because I know you take great care of them, both in the quality of your work, and your support's great too. So
Thanks, Justin.
appreciate
And
that.
anyone, you can contact me anytime, anyone, or just, support at contentsparks.com anytime with questions.
Cool. Yeah. And if you have any questions, even about what we talked about here on this video, same thing, Tools Motivation or Sharon's site, let us know you watched the video and we can have a little discussion. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
definitely. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks.